Hey everybody, welcome to More Please. Today I am giving you my take on the Fresh Prince reunion and the Real Housewives of Potomac. Plus, I have some friends who are stopping in to talk all things small businesses. So grab your mugs because it's time for More Please. Well, happy Monday, everybody. Thanks so much for joining me. Listen, there have been quite a few things that have happened this week, and I want to talk all about it. So here goes Tony's take. Okay, so I know many of you, just like me, were waiting for the highly anticipated The Fresh Prince reunion, which premiered this week on HBO Max. Now, some of you had a time probably figuring out whether you had HBO Max or not, because you also had to purchase yet another streaming service. However, the Lord blessed me with HBO Max and I was able to tune into this. I have been waiting for this since I saw the trailer. Like, seeing this cast reunited brought me so much joy, and it was so nostalgic to see everybody, and everybody looks good. Like, everyone looks like they aged well, they are moisturizing, they are taking care of themselves. They literally look like they could reboot the show today and probably not miss a beat. The show was just full of so many memories, so many like things that have happened throughout the show. A great tribute to James Avery, who passed away a few years ago. They really took time to show just what he brought to the show as Uncle Phil and how he was, the heart of the show and taught many of them so much throughout their career. But one of the things I didn't realize, though, was just how impactful this show was. Like, for me, The Fresh Prince was that go-to show where that you could laugh, like cry laughing, and like have this family and this guy that like was from like the wrong side of the tracks and just like dumped off in Beverly Hills, and how he had to adjust, and the hilarity that ensued between him and his cousins and his aunt and his uncle. Like, all of that was like so insightful and so impactful. Like, I forgot just like how much we learned from that show. But one of the things that we really wanted to get the tea on was between Will Smith and Janet Hubert. Now, as you know, Janet Hubert is the original Aunt Viv, who was let go, or well, she quit. We'll get more on that. And it caused like this 27-year feud between her and Will. Like, in the beginning, Will said some stuff about her. She has been dragging his name through the mud for decades. And we have all anticipated like this reunion, this sit down, this talk to. But here's the thing about this. I kind of feel like the reunion didn't do this conversation justice, because I was expecting so much more. I thought there was so much tea that literally I grabbed my mug. I said, let me sit here. Let me get to the edge of my seat, because this is about to get good. But a lot of the things that I thought that they were feuding about, they really weren't. Like, I thought she got fired and that Will had something to do with it. I would have went with that story for years. But what actually happened was that not only was she pregnant, not only was she having trouble at home, not only did she not just have a good space to just go and just be, she then was handed a crappy contract to where they were going to lessen her appearances on the show, but she also couldn't do anything else. So on top of, being pregnant, and on top of having a husband, or kind of a failing, marriage, now you have this crappy contract, and she's like, no, that's it, I'm gonna go. And what I realized is that she I think, was hoping that Will would have done more and would have said more. And the one thing that you should never do is label someone difficult. And that, as she said, was the kiss of death of her career. She said, and I quote, "I lost everything." And that was the most heartbreaking thing to hear, was that this talented woman who studied at Juilliard, who was a fantastic actress and dancer, literally lost everything in this moment of her life. So now I understand why for 27 years she was upset, because the same thing happened to me a few years ago. I got fired from my job at a nightclub that I work at. And trust me, I held on to that grudge for years until I got rehired. But I totally understood where she came from. But if you wanted to know more, you definitely should check out the Red Table Talk, because that really kind of goes into it. But what I'm happy about is that they were able to have this moment and bury the hatchet and come to an understanding. And Will finally understood what it was like from her point of view. So kudos on all that. And just when you thought that it was about to be a happily ever after, and that the two Aunt Vivs, got a chance to meet each other because they never met each other and everyone was happy-go-lucky, what you don't see in this photo is that everyone noticed that Alfonso Rivera was actually missing from this. And so then that sparked a conversation of like, oh, is there some tea between Janet Hubert and Alfonso Rivera? Well, it turns out this was filmed on another day, which, by the way, I don't understand why this reunion was filmed over a couple of days. Like, you can get a lot done in a 14-hour shoot day, and that looked like that should have took that long. Apparently they did multiple days, but Alfonso Rivera, he got coins, he got a job. So he was actually taping America's Funniest Home Videos. So he wasn't there the day that Janet was. So there's no tea there. I thought there was, because I went digging, but there's no tea. Everything is good. Everything is fine. So listen, if you haven't done so already, make sure you check out the reunion, because it's going to give you everything you need and more. You can check out the reunion plus all the seasons of The Fresh Prince on HBO Max. And hopefully you got a coin or two to actually watch it. All right, really quick before we move on to our Kiki, I wanted to talk about the Real Housewives of Potomac, because let me tell you, these ladies are still talking about this Monique and Candace situation. Y'all have messaged me and DM'd me and left messages on my wall regarding this feud. I'm going to say this. Here's the thing. They're both wrong, because Candace talks too much. Candace's mouth is too spicy. And when your mouth is too spicy, you are bound to get popped in your mouth. And that's exactly what happened. Monique had finally had enough and dragged her. She wanted to get dragged. She got dragged. So now you can't sit here and play victim when you know that you got a spicy mouth. Your own mama hit you with her pocketbook. So you know your mouth is a little tasty. So here's the thing. Accept the ass whooping. Carry on about your day. Don't keep bringing this up and acting like you are such a victim and that you are just going through the change of life because you got your hair pulled by somebody that you kept testing. You can't test people, because I swear Monique one day said, that heifer got one more time to say something about me. I'm going to pop her in her mouth. Well, you got popped. And look, I'm not saying she's right. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying y'all both wrong. Y'all were both wrong for doing the police report and the criminal charges against each other. Sometimes you got to accept an ass whooping and keep it pushing. That's it. All right, y'all. So that has been Tony's take. But make sure you stay tuned, because I have my friends coming on to talk about their small businesses just in time for the holidays. You're watching More Please.
I just started my first talk show with an apology. I'm so Canadian. Okay. It's very hard for me not to apologize for that apology. Hi. This is Hump Day with Hampshire. I'm Emily Hampshire. This is my first virtual talk show. It's my first anything talk show.
It started as a cough or maybe a sneeze. Now here we are in quarantine. And if you act, dance, play, or sing, chances are you're on the couch not doing a thing. So watch Hump Day with Hampshire. Have some fun before we return. tire. Take a little break from the quagmire. It's hump day with Hampshire.
And if anyone's tuning in right now, they're like, this is the weirdest show I've ever seen.
Literally, we're going to think that they're on some psychotropic Friends.
All right, y'all. So with the holidays coming up, you may be struggling to try to figure out what gift to buy. And during this time, we definitely need to support our small business owners. So I brought along some of my friends to have a kiki about all things small businesses. So let's have a kiki. So joining me first, this is for all the plant lovers and lovers of skincare. Please help me welcome Quincy, who is the owner of Ethnobotany Shop. Hello, Quincy. How are you, sir?
Good. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming on. So Quincy and I knew of each other in college. We probably have not seen each other since college. And when I put the call out of who of my friends have a small business, I saw Quincy's and was very intrigued by it because you got plants, you got candles, you got skincare and soap and stuff like that. So tell everyone about your business and the Ethnobotany Shop. Am I saying it right? Because I told you before the show that I was going to talk on it. I said it right?
You got it right. That was perfect.
Okay.
Ethnobotany Shop. We are a home decor plant boutique.
Mm-hmm.
We have a physical location in Atlanta, Georgia, at Westside Market in Midtown. And we also have an online plant boutique at ethnobotanyshop.com.
Mm-hmm.
All of our items are inspired by plants. We have candles, like you said, skincare. We have dried aromatics like eucalyptus, and we also have live plants, of course.
And you know what? I was saying before the show that I am not a plant person at all. Like the one plant that I have is fake, but like everyone is really into like plants and you know, having them around because they bring joy into the house. And one thing that I like is that you're actually able to ship your plants and your products around the country, right?
Right. That was one of the things that was very important to us. I've always been interested in nature and plants. And with the recent boom in the plant industry, it just seemed like the right moment to take advantage of it. And having that online presence is super important right now with things being so hands off right now. Yeah. We're definitely excited to have that online presence as well as being able to provide that in-store experience.
Yeah. And then another thing that I like about your business is that you actually work with other artists and other people with your business as well. Can you talk a little bit about that and who you work with and what products they add to your business?
Yeah, sure. So we get our candles poured here in Atlanta from a local candle maker. We think it's very important to partner with other local businesses because it helps us to create that culture of small business and keep things local. We also work with businesses overseas. We get some of our products from places like India. That's so you get that more authentic pieces and you're able to just get the full experience. Yeah.
Is there a product that is very, very popular that you see people just like buying a lot of and in quantity?
Plants sell very well. If you get a chance to come to Atlanta to see the indoor space, all of our plants are pre-potted, so they come in really cool pots. And we also have our candles that sell very well. They're all plant scented, so you'll get eucalyptus. That's a popular one. Lemon lavender is another popular scent. So everything relates back to plants and is inspired by plants in some way.
Now, if you ship the plants, like how is it going to look? Because I don't want you to be a meme where it's like, you know, how it look online versus how they get it. So for people who are concerned about, you know, shipping and how it's going to be handled, like how do you handle shipping?
Right. Well, plants, I want to say plants are living organisms. So they sometimes take a little bit.
Sometimes you got to remind people, like, listen, I'm sending something to you that's living,
living. But we do take extra care in making sure that they're shipped and taken care of throughout the shipment process. They come in cardboard boxes that are breathable so that they can still get air inside the box. And most of the time they look pretty much close to the picture that you're seeing online.
Okay, good. Because listen, with all this quarantine and pandemic that's been happening, I've been shopping online more than usual. And I was usually against online shopping, but like I just always pray when I click the cart and it ships that it's going to look exactly how it does. So I'm glad to hear that, if you see a picture of the plant online, that's how you're going to get the plant.
Yes. That's how you'll get the plant.
I love that. Well, Quincy, stick around because I have more questions for you, but I want to introduce some more of my friends who have small businesses. So don't go anywhere, okay?
Got it.
All right. So coming up, I have a friend of mine who does an amazing job with your handcrafting and personalizing your mugs, tumblers, and everything like that. So from Sweepy Customs, please help me welcome Tony. The other Tony, as I like to say. Hi,
Girl, Tony.
First of all,
two Tonys hanging out.
There's always two Tonys. I was telling Tony before, like a couple of days ago when I was texting her, I was like, this is the only way that we can talk to each other because Tony is busy. Tony works full time. She has 3 kids and a husband, so she might as well just have 4 kids. And then on top of this, she's doing her business as well. So first of all, I have to commend you for doing that. I've always thought you were just such a incredibly strong woman who gets a lot of stuff done. Like I'm tired just by watching you work, and I'm not doing anything.
Oh, you're my favorite. Don't tell anybody, but you're my favorite, Tony.
I'm telling everybody. In fact, I'm taking this part of the interview and I'm sending it to our closest friends. So Sweepy Customs, first of all, I was very happy that you started this, but tell everyone exactly what you do when it comes to customizing tumblers and mugs and everything like that, and all the other products that you have.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a maker. I make everything. I used to say my superpower was a glue gun. I just love to get out there, put my hands on things, put my own spin on it. And I was playing around literally out of an experiment and created the most beautiful glitter tumbler I've ever seen. And it's on a double wall insulated. And so it's cold for hours or hot for hours. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And I just started making them for family and friends. And it was something that really took on a life of itself. And I've enjoyed doing it because it's so custom, it's so personalized. And everyone is always drinking whatever their beverage of choice is. No judgments here. I don't care what's inside that tumbler. It could be water. It could be vodka. No questions. No questions.
No questions. Listen, sometimes it's nice just to have something personalized, to put a little something in there. Your favorite beverage, no matter what that could be. I know one person that is definitely keeping you busy and in business is our good friend Brandy.
Yes.
We have bi-weekly meetings on what her next mug or tumbler should look like. And in fact, actually, I have mine, the ones that you made for me. So I have here the Dish and Days mug that I asked her to customize for me. This is my other podcast that I do. And then this is the travel mug.
20 ounce. Yeah. So those are the skinnies. I have all shapes and sizes, anything from mason jars.
Yes.
And these are stainless steel. So you get the look of the mason jar, but you have the functionality of the hot and the cold. Any of the slim ones that fit the palm of your hand, great to carry around. Or you had a mug. So anything with a top so it travels well. And again, hot for hours, cold for hours. Everything starts completely stainless steel. So I paint it, glitter it, seal it, decal it, and everything is completely smooth and sealed underneath. So all that glitter stays at my house.
Yeah. Now listen, someone as fabulous as me did not get glitter because I was like, listen, I can't have glitterization in the situation. I said, so give me plain, just plain chain. And
That's all right. You got to start somewhere, Tony, but you better believe you're going to get something that's
That's sparkling.
Yeah.
And you also do other things. You do straw toppers as well, right?
Yeah, little fun thing, extra. Anything that makes you extra and stand out and just be ridiculous, it's kind of my jam. So little things that go on top of your straws, keychains, the phone grips that go on the back of your phone, anything that I can create with glitter, resin, vinyl. That's kind of my thing. It's been my savior during quarantine.
Yeah.
And obviously I do have my hands full. I've got my kids, my husband, and everything that's going on with this pandemic, but this is kind of my release. It's where I come. I'm just happy in here, and I love being at markets and things and making other people happy. And that's the other really interesting thing. Like, you've taken this show online, which is amazing, by the way. This platform is amazing. Same with live shows. Like, there's a whole new world out there. So there's one thing you can take out of the pandemic. That's I guess what I would say it is.
True. And like, literally, like, if someone has an idea, which again, Brandy has pitched several to me, and
she's got a collection of her own.
Yes, but you literally can take anything and really customize it to the person and what they want to do.
Yeah, you can take something as simple as just like your monogram, or you can. I've had someone actually asked me for a cup of a lemur sitting on a beach with a pineapple drink in its hand, and I was like, "That's what I can do," and I pulled it off. I mean, that's a one-of-a-kind item out there.
Right, exactly. And these are perfect, like, for gifts, or even just to have for yourself, because I feel like a lot of people have their go-to mugs or their go-to cups and things like that. And so it's hard to, like, go to the store or Amazon and find something that really speaks true to you. So I like the fact that you really take the time to, like, personalize these and make them exactly what, the customer wants.
Somebody wants, exactly.
I love that. Okay, so stick around. I have more questions for you. We're going to get to our next person.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tony. All right, you guys. So listen, if you're like me and all throughout this quarantine or throughout life, you have been trying to diet and trying to find something that can satisfy your sweet tooth, I have something for you from my friend Rich, who is the owner of Two Spoons Creamery. He developed a healthy, low-carb ice cream, and it's not nasty. It's actually really good. So help me welcome Rich to talk about his wonderful ice cream. Hi, Rich.
Hi, Tony.
How are you?
Thanks for having me. Good. And I agree, it's not nasty. That was the whole motivator behind creating this company, was to create something that was super tasty, that I would love, because I would never stick to this diet if I didn't have good ice cream.
Exactly. And so listen, so I actually have some. This is the fudge brownie that I have.
Yep, that's it.
So this, for those of you, this is it. It comes in pints. And this is it. And I literally had to save some for this moment because, see, that's how
I mean, you're so good. I can finish a pint in one sitting.
Let me tell you,
I'll take it out of the freezer and just sit there and go through it.
I almost did eat this whole thing. And I said, well, I have a show on Monday and I got to show the people what it looks like. So I can't, like, be eating. I can't be.
You can't stop.
I can't. Okay, so what other flavors? Well, first of all, talk about it. The flavors, how how you create it. Like, what's the tea with Two Spoon Creamery?
Yeah, so Two Spoons is a super premium keto ice cream. And now for those who don't know what keto is, it's ultra low carb. It's an ultra low carb diet. And so we're talking about each of these pints of ice cream are about 4 to 7 grams net carb. That's for the entire pint. It's super low. There's no sugar added. And this is a formula that I'm really proud of. When I went keto, I tried everything. And I mean, like, ice cream is my favorite food. So, I had to work this out. And so I tried everything, and I just couldn't do it. So I started tinkering. This is about 2 years of work to come up with this formula. And I wanted something that felt like, the other stuff that you're used to eating, the super premium stuff that's on the shelf. So, you know, that's what I wanted, and I wouldn't stop until I got that. This stuff isn't a rock. You get more of it per pint than you do, you know, the other diet ice cream. And it's super delicious. I wouldn't put anything out there that I personally wouldn't eat.
Listen, believe me, y'all, this ice cream is like this. This was the moment I was saving it for. I even took it out of the freezer so it could unthaw a little bit, and it's real. Like, look at that. That's good. And the bits of brownie that are in here, that's good too.
Yeah.
What
So
do you have?
Yeah, that's one of my favorites for sure. My absolute favorite is coffee toffee. So coffee ice cream with little chunks of toffee candy. Caramel swirl is absolutely divine. That caramel and the toffee and all of the other add-ins that are in these ice creams, I make myself. So you know, it's another thing. It has to be good. It can't just be keto. So I make them to my specs. But yeah, and there's a new flavor that we release every month. Some of them are limited. Some of them stay on the menu. So there was a Rocky Road this month. There's going to be a peppermint bark in December. So stay tuned for that. And I see a question: what sweetener do you use? So it's a combination of sweeteners, and so keto sweeteners, they can be sugar alcohols, they can be other sweeteners like stevia and monk fruit, which are popular. I also use one called allulose, which is the sweetness derived from figs and kiwis. And all of these sugars, they have the perception of sweetness, but they just don't absorb into your body like other sugars do. So we talk about your glycemic index, which, you know, for diabetics, they have to watch that really closely. And so these sugars don't spike that. Yeah, so it's good stuff. I call it healthy. I love it. I eat it all the time.
Listen, I ate some before and I've been eating it now, and I had to put it away because I want to save some for later. But it really is good. And the thing is that sometimes ice cream can seem like it makes you feel like full. This doesn't. Like, it feels like very rich and flavorful, but light. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It still is, you know, it still is made with heavy cream. It's still got all that good stuff, but I think it's the perfect balance, you know, so that you can crush a pint at a time. And I feel like that's my goal.
Yeah. And you can ship, like someone who's watching now, if they wanted to order some, they can go to your website and you can ship it to them.
Yeah, so we're getting ready to open shipping. And I would say that if you're not in the LA area, the best thing you could do is send us a message and let us know you're interested. Yeah, because we've got to start that. Right now it's e-commerce only. There's no brick and mortar store. But just hit us up on there and, you know, we'll work to get you some.
Listen, y'all make sure y'all get it, because I know some of y'all are going to be on some sort of diet or something, but that sweet tooth never goes away. So at least you can still indulge and like have something that is still healthy, but can like satisfy your sweet tooth. Because listen, every time after I eat anything, it could be a celery stick, I need something sweet to go after it.
Yep. I get that. Me too.
So I have more questions for you all. So let's invite Quincy and Tony back onto the show just to talk about, you know, small businesses and things like that. First of all, what motivated you all to start? Because I feel like people who are watching are probably sitting on an idea that they've had for years, and they just don't know how to make that effort. Like, what was that thing for you all that made you go, okay, I'm passionate about this and I'm going to do it?
Quarantine was a blessing. So, you know, I've been making ice cream for a long time. You know, friends have eaten it. They loved it. I've always wanted to do this kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, when you work a full-time job, you're busy, it's really hard. So when you're quarantining at home, you know, what better time to start a business?
Yeah.
Yeah, just to piggyback on that, exactly kind of what you said, Tony, about passion. My most favorite small businesses that I support didn't start off with a business mindset. They started off just doing stuff that they really enjoyed doing. It was for them. It made them happy. It gave them a release. It was their therapy. And then it just kind of snowballs and takes off from there.
Yeah.
I agree. It becomes like second nature.
Yeah. What are some of the things, the hardships that you guys encountered with starting your business, and then how did you overcome it?
An experience. You know, I make great ice cream. I know nothing about business. I may have great ideas, but just executing them is really hard. And I'm lucky that my business partner is really good at that. So he fills that gap. He's just been a huge force in bringing this to life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think having to wear all the hats is definitely, it's just a different kind of challenge. You know, you're doing the marketing, you're designing the website, you're running social media, you're helping customers. It's a lot of different hats that you have to wear. And I think that's been a huge adjustment for me as well to, you know, just becoming a new business owner.
Yeah. Tony, what about you?
Really exactly the same. Like he said, all of those things he just mentioned is some people's full-time job. And so when you're doing all of them and they're all full-time jobs, it is pretty difficult to juggle. But again, if you're doing something that you just really enjoy, it's light work.
Yeah. I mean, listen, anything business-wise that I know, I learned from Shark Tank. Like, I will sit there, I will watch the show. When they come in and like, I want $300,000 for 10% of my company, I'm always like, okay, 300,000. Look that up. Like, and they talk about equity and market price and wholesale and direct sale, and I'm just like, let me just write it down just so I can know in the future, because they didn't cover this in econ when I was growing up.
And why don't they? Honestly, like, can someone teach a class on being an adult?
I'm so like, I feel like there should be a class called Life, where you learn how like credit cards and APR rates and mortgages and loans, and like if you want to start a business, how do you, like all this stuff people need to learn. I still don't know what X equals, but I had to figure that out in order to graduate. So, but like all the things that I needed to know, I was out in the world like, Google.
Where's the isosceles triangles?
Yeah. Exactly. So for anyone that's watching, and again that has an idea and really wants to start their business, what advice would you give them?
You got to start. You just got to start. If you love it, if you love what you're doing, then you're halfway there. Like you know how to do that portion, but you just got to start. Talk to friends, talk to family, get what you need, but just jump right in.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Your friends and family are your biggest fans. They're the ones that are gonna put you out there. If you don't know how to market yourself, they do. Right? We have a hard time tooting our own horns, but the people who really believe in you, they do it for you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. How has quarantine been for you all business wise? Like, is it booming? Was there kind of a moment of like, oh, what did I get myself into? Like, how has it been?
In some ways it's helped because you've now captured people's attention.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, it's like I'm delivering happiness. So it kind of fills my heart, it fills their heart. So it's a really good reaction that you get from people. But you know, quarantine, it's just not hard, or it is hard to diet. And so we're doing things all day. We're probably not getting that much activity. And you know, delivering healthy ice cream, it helps people. They love it, and I love it.
So listen, let me tell you what's not helping me is a can of rainbow chip frosting that I have been eating out of the can. Like
No,
that.
I'm gonna need that peppermint bark that you mentioned. So Atlanta, just send it this way.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be tasty. I promise, Tony.
And Tony and Quincy, how has business been for you all during the quarantine?
Well, for Ethnobotany Shop, we started during quarantine. Our business was created and birthed through this whole thing. So we've kind of been operating in that element since the beginning.
Yeah.
But we've had the obvious challenges that any new business or old business for that matter has been having, whether you're small or large. It's just those same normal challenges, whether it's sourcing product or finding the right customers. It's been the same fluid thing for us since the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like plants though, like people are at home more and they're looking at their house like, I need stuff.
Yes.
Plants are like the first thing people are like, I need.
And you can get a plant too. We're gonna send you something.
You gonna send me like a
You won't feel.
Please send instructions on how to.
Yeah, Quincy, I need help. I'm a bad plant dad.
I
Like
got
something, some sort of like if you have to type it up, just put it in the box for me.
Yeah.
Because I want to be able to like show you that I'm taking care of the plant and not like, uh-oh, that plant gone now. What I was gonna do? And Tony, I know you started your Sweetie Customs before quarantine. Like, have you seen a boom during quarantine, or was there a moment of worry for you? Like, how has it been?
No worry. I mean, because this is just something that I am having fun with. There isn't worry, and maybe that helps make it continue for it to be enjoyable. But quarantine's been interesting because we're all at home, and I know every single person on this call we are shopping all the time, right? Like you're bored, you're at home, you're like, what can I buy? Oh, I need new sheets. Oh, those drapes. Or you're just online all the time wondering what can come in the mail, make me happy today. So for that reason, it has been nice. But at the other times, people are being more frugal. Their pay has been, compromised. And so it's a give and a take. I think I have a whole new customer base than I had before. But like I said, a little bit of sparkle puts smiles on people's faces. It gives me something to channel my energy into during this really crazy time. So it's all good.
Well, listen, I want to stress the importance to everyone that's watching to really support small businesses, like especially during this time. Everyone is having, a tough time, whether you just started or you've been starting. Like, I really think it's important to support small businesses. So you all make sure you support my wonderful friends who have started their own businesses. If you are looking for wonderful, tasty, healthy ice cream, make sure you find Rich at twospooncreamery.com. You can find Quincy for all of your plant, candles, and skincare needs at ethnobotanyshop.com. And of course, if you want your customized mug, tumbler, keychain, cell phone popper, anything, Tony will figure it out. You can find her on Facebook and Instagram, Sweet Tea Customs 3, right?
Yes.
Look at that. Know myself. Don't even need no note card or no because I can't afford one. Y'all, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate you all, and best of luck with all of your businesses. And you always have a supporter in me.
Thank you so much. I've enjoyed watching your journey as well, Tony. So you're right here along with us. Thank you.
Listen, and quite a journey it has been.
A successful one. Give yourself a pat on the back.
Listen, I'm giving a pat on the back for everybody. Thank y'all. Hey, you guys, don't go anywhere because I know your mugs are empty, but guess what? I have just a little bit more for you. You're watching More Please.
Hey everybody, I'm Chester.
And I'm Jonathan. We've got a brand new show that we're debuting soon. It's called Down the Rabbit Hole. It's where we pick a topic, we speak on that topic, and we see where it takes us. We might start with Dolly Parton and we might end up
with nipples. That's what I thought you were going to say. We're going to end up with nipples.
Well, I was going to say goldfish, but anything is possible. So come join us and see where we're going, because right now we have no clue.
That's right, but you can find out if you follow us on social media. Follow Jonathan at The East on Stage or follow me at Chester McCurry, or you can go to Flamingo Street Productions on Instagram. Follow us there. It's going to air on the Flamingo Street YouTube channel coming up real soon in the next couple of weeks, so make sure you keep in touch with us, all right?
Okay, look, so we are down to the last little bit of corner of tea during this session, but don't worry, I got a little bit more for you. Okay, y'all, so listen, Thanksgiving is this week, and it is very, 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 very important that I pass along this to you. Don't experiment during Thanksgiving. And there's only one person who can really drive home that advice to you.
That we couldn't even get a decent thing of macaroni and cheese. We got to wait to go back to Goose for Auntie Karen to make us some damn macaroni and damn cheese. Because you decided to do some bullshit you didn't see off the damn internet. Don't experiment on damn Thanksgiving. Don't experiment on Thanksgiving. Mom, you experiment by your damn self.
I've cooked with cream cheese before.
Hell, don't try it with us. We don't want that shit. Auntie Karen.
I watch that video every year, and I understand her sentiments. When you sit down for that lovely meal, you know how it's supposed to taste. So y'all don't experiment during Thanksgiving. Don't do nothing that you done seen on the internet, or you will get cussed out by a family member. All right, you guys, that has been an episode of More Please. Hey, next week we are back as I try to find a friend, a little cuddle buddy. We'll see you next week for another tea spilling session right here at More Please.